Hey everyone, just making a quick video. We've had someone in the Discord say that booking appointment bot broke because they changed something within Vapi. And what they changed essentially is if you haven't got an assistant that was created from, let's say, 2 days ago or a day ago, when you try to make a function now, it says this, which is if you're used to functions, this is a big issue. So how do you get over that? Well, I'm going to show you step by step on how to do it right now with a really quick and easy example. What you'll need is a make.com, so don't use like an old assistant. Within those, you can still create functions. So model, in here, what we'll do is I'm going to say hello, and then we'll say your job is to tell the user what time it is, and then we'll get it to say, would you like to know what time it is? We'll publish that. Transcriber, nothing changed. Voice, like Artesia, this is a really sweet upgrade, I think, actually. Costs 5 cents less than 11 Labs, is 150 ms quicker, and has a lot less issues. So I've recently started using Cartesia. Functions, again, can't do anything. 2 ways to create a tool is one way is to go in here, create new tool, or I'm going to go on the left hand side and just here I'm going to click on tools and create new tool, click on make. That's what I'm setting it up with. In here you want your webhook URL. So within our make.com scenario now, I'm going to click on webhooks, custom webhook, add, and here I'm just going to say tools, YouTube example. I'll save, press copy address to clipboard. Let's go back in here, paste it, save. Now the big downside of this is that you can't change this URL after, and then the property name will just have it as time. So the user wants to know the time. Press save, click next, name, time, grabs the current time, and I think that will be enough. So essentially, that's the name of the function. This is the description of what it should do. You do not need to make this really long. This should be fairly short, like a sentence or two. Don't make it too long because then we'll get confused. Async tool essentially means it will either, the tool call will happen in the background. So if it's turned on, it will happen in the background and it will grab, let's say, the time and continue on with the conversation without interrupting or waiting for the result. So disable will then mean it will then say, hey, do you want the time? And then pause, wait for the result, and then tell you the time. So that's what asynchronous means. So go back to assistants. Let's find our tool example assistant, go back into functions. In the tools area, you can click on it, a drop down will come down. Select the tool we just created, click on publish. Okay, that's the setup down in here. Now let's just set something up in make.com. So let's say just do set variable. Yep, so then the time and then now. So if you just right click and run this module only, it will come up with the current time that is set up on your in your make.com. You can actually have a time zone set on your scenario level or your organization level. So at the moment it is set on, and then we'll go into webhooks, webhook response. And in here, we have to paste in something very special. You cannot do what we did before. You have to do this thing here. So you have to provide this sort of result. So essentially, you can have the tool call ID, and the result will be whatever we want to get back into our conversation, right? So in this case, we want the time. Now, what I've done is I've actually just used the JSON editor just to make it a little bit more. So just in here, I'll just paste that in, and I have that set up from our previous scenario. So let's just get rid of that. And in here, we'll just say the current time is, and select that. And the tool call ID, we'll need to run this twice to actually get the ID first. So let's run this scenario. Let's call using our agent.
Hello.
Yo.
Would you like to know what time it is?
Yeah, sure.
Just a sec. I apologize for the inconvenience. Let me try again to get the current time for you. Give me a moment.
Aha. All right, so it won't work because what we need to do is to add in the tool call ID. And it looks like it came through, but in this sort of format, and we don't want the Z in there. We don't want Zulu. We want our nice time. So let's go and jump in here. Also, I think format date. There you go. Let's just do hour, minute. So only give us in 24-hour time, it'll give us the time and then the minutes. So if we run this, I'll show you guys. We'll just get back 6:07. And then let's click on here, tool call ID, just select on this drop down, press this, press save. And then when we run this again, let's go back to our agent, and now it should work. It should tell us the time.
Hello.
Yo, what's going on?
Would you like to know what time it is?
Tell me the time.
One moment. The current time is 18:08.
Perfect. That is the biggest change you need to do, is to add this into your final webhook response when you're dealing with tool calls in Vapi. As of 12th of July, 2024, okay, what I'll do is I'll put this into the description below. Now, if that is all you came here for, great, you're done. I'm just going to talk about some extra little things that come up along the way in Vapi that I think are awesome to know. So one thing that you may have realized is that I didn't have to put in, say, use function call, or I didn't say use tool call, and followed by the name of it, right? I didn't say it. It knew when to use it. This is because in our tools, we said what it does already. So even though it's not in the prompt in your UI, it is actually added into the context as soon as the call starts. The agent already knows that it's got this tool, the call time, and its job is to grab the current time. So if somewhere within the conversation, as will happen naturally, is it'll pick this up and then make the call. So another thing that happened is we have a new voice provider called Cartesia. It is 5 cents cheaper and 150 ms quicker. A bit less, say, bugs as 11 Labs does at the moment. So 11 Labs sometimes has like this deep grumbling noise that comes through. And at some points it has weird speeding up moments. Haven't had the issue with that with Cartesia yet. There is the option for multi-language version with Cartesia, but you need to do it either via patching the assistant or having it in the JSON set up and say on your own server like make.com. So you need to have that there. The other next thing I learned is with your predefined functions, if you want to have enable call function, I would actually highly recommend not having end call phrases. So say you put the word here, see ya, and the bot says the word C at any point, it might also pick that up and just hang up the call. So some people have been having troubles with the agent just hanging up randomly. What I actually recommend is not having any end call phrases. Go on advanced and having end call message and just having that here. So thanks for contacting. Thank you for contacting Lunaris AI. We'll keep in touch. So let's say that's the end call message. You publish this, and then in your steps, you would then say, as your final step, you'd say use the tool call. What was it called? Use the end call tool. So you type this in. And once it's done, whatever your agent used to do, you write this as a final thing, and then it will say whatever line we wrote in here. Also, another thing that popped up is this thing called idle messages. So this is pretty cool because now when someone's not speaking, it'll go, hey, are you still there? And then you can set the amount of times our Vapi agent will speak. So maximum amount of times it will say, are you still there? During the whole conversation, you can set it to two times or up to a maximum of 10. The idle timeout is actually how long it will wait before saying this. Now keep in mind that this does interrupt timeout. So I've actually got a silence timeout here of 30 seconds. I haven't actually tested out whether it interacts with the silence timeout yet. So sometimes you don't want your calls just to be hanging there doing nothing for 30 seconds. And if you're doing thousands of calls, this can add up real quick. Yeah, so just double check whether adding in heaps of idle messages will add on to like reset this silence timer all the time. Haven't had a chance to play around with video recording as well. Lots of new cool features. I have been using the data schema and things like that in here though. So yeah, I think the only main feature I would like it to have is within the tools is to have what the agent says when it's sending the tool call, or even the possibility of getting rid of what it says completely when it's sending the tool call. So sometimes it like interrupts itself when it speaks. But anyway, that's some of the things that I've been working with. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. I want to show you a real quick way to add in tools. It's a different way as well. So what you can actually do is you can come into, because if you make a new tool now, you can just make a custom tool. If you notice, that's how we made it just before. But you can actually you can connect it up with make.com. And FYI, if you're wondering, I'm actually recording this the day after because I realized this only then. So if you click on your email at the bottom here and then go provider details and then scroll down, see there is tool providers and one of them is make.com. So what we need is we need the region, the API key, and the team ID. So let's go into make.com. I'll show you where that is. So when you're in your organization, if you click on your profile at the bottom left, go profile, you'll get your zone here. So zone US1, and then you go back into Vapi, type in US1. You come into the API, you go token, I'm going to call it Vapi, select all, press save, and you copy that token, come back into Vapi, paste that in. Then the third thing we need is the team ID. So to get into team ID, we need to click on team on the left here, and then go variables, and then where it says team ID, go to the right, and then you'll see the value for that, and that's what you type into, put into Vapi, and you click submit. That's all green checks, beautiful. Come back into the tools, And when we create a new tool, you can actually click on this middle make.com module or button. And now you can actually see all the different like scenarios that we have going on. So yeah. Let's say I click on this, click on that. You can click on save, and then you can continue with your tools as we had in the previous part. So I just wanted to show you like a different way to set up your tools. Hopefully it helped. I'm still helping out people with learning about Vapi and projects within Vapi. So if you just want a helping hand and someone to come in and help you out with a particular part you're stuck on in your project, I can come in, just book an appointment with me. Or if you're still looking to do the low code stuff, then you can also book a call with me. But I'll mainly look at things like VoiceFlow and make.com because I use them the most. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gents, and see you later. Signing out. Peace.